Hey everybody, what's up? Hi, it's me, Granny. I'm doing a uh video, a clip from a live that I did. I don't know when it was, about a week ago maybe. Uh, so anyway, I'm just taking a clip out of it and I intend to upload it. So this is what this is. And I know you haven't heard from me for a while. I haven't been much in the mood to do videos for a little while. I've been kind of in the blues, kind of down, and just can't think of any topics right now because my mind is all clouded with other stuff that's going on, and so I've just been trying to keep myself busy with other stuff. I've been doing like a lot of cooking and stuff like that, and freezing up meals and things like that. So anyway, uh, let's get on to it. And love you. Take care. Subscribe, like, share, and if you're a new person that stumbles on this video, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye. Hi, I guess I'm live. Well, I hope everything's working. I hope the sound is on. Uh, I I didn't let anybody know uh, that I was coming on live. I just decided to do it on a wing and a prayer. Yeah, just suddenly decided to give this a try. Um, I've been wanting to try out live for a while. I've been pretty quiet lately. I haven't been making any videos for the past, I don't know, it's been at least a week. And I just thought I'd say hello. Hi, YouTube. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Something might come to mind, but at the moment, I'm just kind of blank. So, if you happen to come across to this somehow, if it's out there in YouTube world and you stumble upon it, uh, please put something in chat to let me know there's somebody in here, that I'm not just talking to the ethers, to the air, you know. So, anyway, uh, this is live. This is me live. Okay, what do I talk about? Oh, I got this. I've got my daughter sent me this. Oops, man, another one. Share channel. If you can see it. Okay, see that? See this picture? Okay, this is a album cover from Jethro Tull, and this was the first painting I ever did. Yeah, and uh, yeah, her boyfriend went to a thrift store and came home with this album, and my daughter remembered that I had painted this picture. And then, I told her, how I, it was the first painting I ever did. And I played the Jethro Tull album. the whole time I painted that picture that I worked on it. And so, okay, right after I got done, I don't know, maybe it was a month or two after I got done painting it, um, Jethro Tull came to Cincinnati, which was just north, about, maybe a 40-minute drive away from where I lived. So me and my boyfriend, we went to the concert, and I was blown away. It was the first concert and the last concert, the only concert I had ever been to in my life. Of a major star. I mean, I'd been to like small concerts, small bands, but nobody famous like Jethro Tull. And I I had the best time. Oh, the music was awesome. And I knew every song because I had listened to both sides of that album. Every time that one side would finish, I'd flip it over. This is back when days of record albums and record players and stuff like that. So I'd flip it over and start it on the other side. I'd paint, and then when that went in, I'd flip it over again, and I'd go back to painting it. I think it seems like to me I finished that painting in one day. Now I've never done that before because usually when I do a painting, I do it in stages. I do so much on it, and then uh, I set it aside, for a week, maybe 2 weeks, to let the paint dry, and then start on it again, and add more to it. Do it in layers. But this one, I did it all in one, but it wasn't that big. It was only, maybe, what was it? Maybe a 10 by 12, something like that. Or maybe a 12 by 14 or something. I don't know. It wasn't very big. It was just a small canvas. And it was just a starter kit of oil paints and brushes that I had got. What it was, this guy uh, at the time that I had been, seeing, um, showed me this album cover. And he see, I used to go in art school, and I'd do sketches and, watercolor and, stuff like that, but I never had done oil painting before. So, what I did, he challenged me to paint that. So he gave me the album, and I took it home. And then I went and I bought some, just a starter kit of, it, oh, it might have been because at one time I did, see, I have to go back in the memory, and it was a long time ago, you know, over 40 years ago. Okay. I went back, and maybe I had the paint already, or no, I don't think I did. Because when I was young, when I was little, uh, I would do paint by numbers, and I loved doing those paint by numbers. And I was really good at doing paint by numbers. And so, anyway, when he challenged me, I think I went to the art store and I bought these tubes of paint and some brushes and, the turpentine and the linseed oil and, the stuff to do. And so I painted that picture. Then when it was dry, and I took it to him, showed it to him, and he was just like blown away. He couldn't believe it. He said, "Well, it looks just like it. You did a great job." So anyway, after that, I discovered there was in the town I lived in, there was an art studio. There was this art teacher, and she had classes. It was like, I don't know, a couple times a week, and she was a good artist. She had, her paintings and stuff. But so anyway, I signed up for the art classes, oil painting classes, and it was so much fun. But they had, so she had supplies there that she would, sell if you needed something, which I did. And she had canvases and everything that you could, get. But she had all these like art books and art magazines and stuff with pictures in them. And I went through them and I found some pictures that I liked. And so I started. So how you did it was you would look at that picture that somebody else had already painted. Actually, all you were just doing is copying, it, probably breaking copyright laws. But as long as you didn't sell them, it was okay. So you had it for your private, collection. But anyway, every picture I painted just turned out beautiful. And she, one of my paintings, she held it up. She said, "Look at this." She said, "This is her first painting. This was my first class, first time I'd been going for, a few weeks. And I had a, you know, painting I was working on. And they all turned out so nice. And anyway, that's what got me started on my art painting career. Yeah. So, and then when I lived in Arizona, I signed up for a college course for painting, and that was interesting. That was, in fact, the first painting I did in that class. My boss at the job where I worked, I showed when the painting was finished and all dried and everything. And I brought it, home, brought it to work, and he saw it. He loved it, and he said, "I want to buy it." So he bought it. So I think that might have been, was that the first sale? No, I don't think it was the first, but it was. Uh, anyway, I was doing a lot of painting back then, and I did this one. It was a scenery. It was an Arizona scene, desert scene, and I painted it as nighttime, and it had some black in it. It had some like really dark blue, and then the sky was a little bit lighter blue, but you could tell it was nighttime, and it had a moon and a little bit of light coming from the moon. But there was this couple that was standing in the middle, and they were holding hands, and I painted them completely just white. So it was the white up against the dark background. And it turned out so cool. And it was so different. I never had seen a painting that looked like that before. So anyway, when I moved, I had to hang it on my wall. And so when I left Arizona, when I moved back to Kentucky, a friend came over. I told her, I said, I said, I'm leaving and I got all this stuff. You need to bring a truck, bring and a car, and take everything that you want to take because I can't. Only thing I could take, the only thing I took was all my art supplies. I packed it in a box. I shipped it, and my clothes. I shipped that, and I took one box of clothes because I took Greyhound bus home. It was a 4-day trip. And oh God, that trip about killed me. It was the most miserable trip I ever had in my life. You know how it is riding in a bus. But for 4 days, Lord. So anyway, there was this. So I shipped about, I don't know, 6 or 7 boxes, to my mom's address because that's where I went. And it was delivered like, I don't know how long it took. Might have took a week or a few days after I got there. The boxes showed up, and but anyway, this girl, when they were packing up my stuff, and I just brought some of my paintings, but this one was a big one. There wasn't no box I could put it in or anything. But some of the smaller ones, I packed in the boxes. And, my art supplies, my easel, my paints and brushes, and all that. It seemed like it might have took a couple boxes just for those, and then what clothes I needed. But everything else, dishes, pots and pans, furniture, everything that I had in that house, which was some nice stuff that I had bought, over time. And so anyway, I this girl, she seen this painting and she looked at it and started crying. I mean, literally started crying. And she said, I love this picture. I love it. I love it. And I said, well, honey, you can have it. It's yours. I want you to have it then. If that's how you feel about it. There was another painting I sold one time too. He was the county mortician, and he was a friend of mine at that time, my husband. But anyway, he saw one of my paintings and he fell in love with it, and I sold it to him. I was behind on my utility bill, and I needed $300 to pay my utility bill. So when he saw it, he said he wanted to buy it. He said, "How much you want for it?" Well, this was one I worked really hard on. I worked for, oh gosh, it was over 6 months. I mean, because it was really complicated. I mean, it was a landscape, and it had a barn on it, and it had a shed. It had Canadian geese flying in it. I mean, it was beautiful. But it was a copy. It was from I don't know. I think it was the cover. Plus, the picture was on the inside of the magazine too, of an art magazine. And he fell in love with it. He loved it. He said it just seemed so familiar to him. So he buys it for 300, and he takes it home, and his daughter saw it and she started crying. I mean, oh, it was weird. But anyway, uh that's that's how that was. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.